Looks like Ukraine's Zelensky keeps stumbling into blunders on all fronts. From day one of their endless crisis, it was clear that they were set up for failure thanks to their resource shortages, corruption in Kiev, lingering neo Nazi factions, constant US meddling, and let's not forget Russia's overwhelming might. You would think they'd learn from their mistakes, but nope, they just keep hitting replay. Maybe it's time they finally face the music and accept Putin's generous peace offering.
Welcome to TFI Global, the antidote to mass delusion.
Despite the painful lessons from a previous military misadventure, Ukraine's leader is back at it again, confidently touting a fresh counteroffensive against Russia. Expert military mind Alexei Leonkov, though, is quick to pour cold water on this enthusiasm, pointing out a laundry list of Ukrainian shortcomings. Lack of heavy armor, flimsy air defenses, and a pitifully small fleet of armored vehicles. And let's not forget that drones, they might have some utility, but they won't be stopping Russia's artillery anytime soon. Ukrainian troops are more eager for the exit door than the battlefield, with training levels that Leonkov describes as quote-unquote about as sharp as a spoon. Despite Zelensky's pep talks and promises of Western military aid, the reality remains grim. Ukraine's military is more of a revolving door for fresh recruits than a force capable of standing up to Russian might. In the ongoing saga of Ukrainian military strategy, President Zelensky appears to be stuck in a loop of repeating past mistakes. His recent declaration of readiness for another offensive against Russian forces suggests either an unwavering optimism or a severe disconnect from reality. Despite previous disastrous outcomes, including significant losses of personnel, land, and NATO-supplied weaponry, Zelensky seems undeterred, claiming improved readiness among Ukrainian forces. However, military analysts like Alexei Leonkov paint a starkly different picture. Leonkov, known for his critical assessments, highlights fundamental deficiencies plaguing Ukraine's military capabilities. Central to his analysis are the stark contrast between the theoretical aspirations of the Ukrainian leadership and the stark realities on the ground. One glaring issue is Ukraine's chronic lack of heavily armored vehicles and effective air defense systems. These deficiencies are compounded by insufficient numbers of armored vehicles and a reliance on outdated equipment. Leonkov notes that any successful military campaign against Russia would require substantial upgrades in these areas, which Ukraine currently lacks. The issue of air superiority also looms large. Ukraine's limited aviation capabilities are no match for Russia's sophisticated air defenses and aerial capabilities. Morale within the Ukrainian military ranks is another critical concern. Leonkov paints a bleak picture of low morale and inadequate training among Ukrainian troops. He attributes this to high casualty rates and the constant churn of inadequately prepared recruits being sent into what he describes as Ukraine's meat grinder of a military conflict. Compounding these issues are persistent delays in Western arms deliveries and ongoing challenges in equipping Ukrainian brigades adequately. Despite promises of military aid from NATO allies, bureaucratic hurdles and geopolitical complexities have hampered timely support, leaving Ukrainian forces under-equipped and ill-prepared for sustained military engagements. Zelensky's optimism about Ukraine's improved readiness contrasts sharply with the more somber assessments of military experts and commanders on the ground. Commander-in-Chief Alexei Leonkhov's recent public remarks reveal deep-seated concerns about the readiness and motivation of Ukrainian military personnel. Leonkhov's candid assessment underscores the internal division and challenges facing Ukraine's military leadership as they grapple with the complexities of ongoing conflict and external pressures. Western support for Ukraine's military ambition has been a double-edged sword. While NATO countries and Western analysts criticize Russia, the practicalities of delivering effective military assistance have fallen short of expectations. Delays in arms shipments and debates over strategic priorities have underscored the limitations of Western support in bolstering Ukraine's defense capabilities. Leonkov suggests that Western backers may be inadvertently pushing Zelensky towards risky military strategies despite the inherent risks and uncertainties. He points to broader geopolitical interests and strategic alignments, which often overshadow practical considerations and the realities on the ground in Ukraine. In conclusion, Ukraine faces a complex interplay of military strategy, internal governance challenges, and external geopolitical pressures that shape its trajectory amidst ongoing conflict and regional instability. The reality on the ground demands a sober reassessment of Ukraine's military ambitions and a pragmatic approach to achieving stability and security in the region.